Hello and welcome to my channel, where I explore the fascinating history and future of technology. In this video, I'm going to take you on a journey through the evolution of computers, from the early days of mechanical calculators and punch cards, to the modern era of smartphones and artificial intelligence. How did computers become so powerful and ubiquitous in our lives? What are the key innovations and breakthroughs that shaped their development? And what are the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for computing? Let's find out together in this video. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of new videos. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Now, let's get started with the evolution of computers. The term personal computer was first used in 1962 by John W. Mauchly, a pioneer of computer science, who envisioned a future where everyone could have their own computer one. However, it took more than a decade for this vision to become a reality, thanks to the development of microprocessors, which are tiny chips that contain the brain of a computer. The first personal computer that used a microprocessor was the Altair 8800, which was introduced in 1975 by a small company called MITS-2. The Altair 8800 was sold as a kit that hobbyists had to assemble themselves. It had no keyboard, monitor, or storage device. Instead, it used switches and lights to communicate with the user. It also had very limited memory and processing power. But despite these limitations, the Altair 8800 sparked a lot of interest and inspired many people to create software and hardware for it. One of those people was Bill Gates, who along with his friend Paul Allen, wrote a version of the basic programming language for the Altair 8800. This was the first product of their company, Microsoft, which later became one of the most successful software companies in history. Another person who was influenced by the Altair 8800 was Steve Wozniak, who along with his friend Steve Jobs, designed and built their own personal computer, the Apple I. The Apple I was also sold as a kit, but it had some advantages over the Altair 8800. It had a keyboard, a video interface, and more memory. It also used a simpler and cheaper microprocessor, the MOS Technology 65023. The Apple I was followed by the Apple II in 1977, which was one of the first personal computers to be sold as a complete system with a case, power supply, keyboard, monitor, and floppy disk drive. The Apple II was also one of the first personal computers to have color graphics and sound capabilities. It became very popular among home users, educators, and gamers. The same year, two other personal computers were launched, the TRS-80 by Tandy Radio Shack and the PET 2001 by Commodore Business Machines 2. These computers were also sold as complete systems and targeted different markets. The TRS-80 was aimed at hobbyists and small businesses, while the PET 2001 was aimed at schools and professionals. Both computers used the Zilog Z80 microprocessor 3 and had monochrome displays and cassette tape drives. These three computers, the Apple II, the TRS-80, and the PET 2001, are often referred to as the 1977 Trinity of personal computing II, because they marked the beginning of a new era where personal computers became widely available and affordable for consumers. They also sparked a wave of innovation and competition in the personal computer industry that continues to this day. The first portable computer that is widely recognized by historians is the Osborne I, which was invented by Adam Osborne and released in 1981 by his company, Osborne Computer Corporation I. The Osborne I weighed 24 pounds and cost $1,795. It had a 5-inch monochrome screen, a keyboard, 2 floppy disk drives, and a handle. It also came with several software programs, such as a word processor, a spreadsheet, and a programming language. The Osborne I was designed to run on AC power, but it could also be plugged into a car battery. The Osborne I was a commercial success, selling more than 10,000 units in its first year. However, it also faced some competition from other portable computers that were launched around the same time. One of them was the Compaq Portable, which was introduced in 1983 by Compaq Computer Corporation II. The Compaq Portable weighed 28 pounds and cost $2,995. It had a 9-inch monochrome screen, a keyboard, one floppy disk drive, and an optional hard disk drive. It also had the advantage of being compatible with the IBM PC, which was the dominant standard for personal computers at the time. Another competitor was the Grid Compass 1100, which was invented by Bill Moggridge and released in 1982 by Grid Systems Corporation III. The Grid Compass 1100 weighed 11 pounds and cost $8,150. It had a 6-inch electroluminescent screen, a keyboard, one floppy disk drive, and a magnesium case. It also had a distinctive clamshell design that allowed the screen to fold over the keyboard. The Grid Compass 1100 was used by NASA on the Space Shuttle missions. These three portable computers, the Osborne 1, the Compaq Portable, and the Grid Compass 1100, are often considered as the ancestors of modern laptops. They paved the way for more innovations and improvements in portable computing technology that would eventually lead to the laptops we use today. The first computers used in the space program were not very different from the ones used on Earth. They were large, bulky, and slow machines that relied on punch cards or magnetic tapes to store and process data. For example, an IBM card-programmed calculator was used to develop the Redstone missile, which launched the first American astronaut, Alan Shepard, into space in 1961. However, as the space missions became more complex and ambitious, the need for more advanced and reliable computers became evident. The first mission to have a digital computer on board was Gemini, which was designed by IBM for NASA in 1962. The Gemini computer was a custom-made device that weighed 59 pounds and had 4 kilobytes of memory. It was used to control the spacecraft's attitude, maneuvering, and re-entry. The Gemini computer was followed by the Apollo Guidance Computer, which was developed by MIT for NASA in 1966. The Apollo computer was much smaller and lighter than the Gemini computer, weighing only 70 pounds and having 36 kilobytes of memory. It was also one of the first computers to use integrated circuits, or microchips, which reduced the size and power consumption of electronic components. The Apollo computer was used to navigate and land on the Moon, as well as to communicate with Earth. The Apollo computer was a milestone in computer history, but it was still limited by its hardware and software capabilities. It could only perform about 40,000 calculations per second, and it had a simple user interface that consisted of a keyboard and a display of numeric codes. It also had several bugs and glitches that caused some problems during the missions. The next generation of computers in space came with the Space Shuttle program, which started in 1981. The Space Shuttle had 5 general-purpose computers that were interconnected and redundant. They were based on IBM technology and had 256 kilobytes of memory each. They were used to control all aspects of the shuttle's flight, from launch to landing. The Space Shuttle computers were upgraded several times over the years, increasing their speed and memory capacity. They also had more sophisticated software that allowed for more flexibility and autonomy. The Space Shuttle computers were among the most reliable computers ever built, with a failure rate of less than 1 in a billion. The latest computers in space are part of the International Space Station, ISS, which has been orbiting Earth since 1998. The ISS has dozens of computers that perform various functions, such as life support, communication, science experiments, and robotics. The ISS computers are mostly based on standard commercial hardware and software, but they are modified to withstand the harsh conditions of space. One of the most interesting computers on the ISS is a supercomputer that was launched by NASA and HPE in 2017. The supercomputer is called Spaceborne Computer, and it is designed to test how high-performance computing can be done in space. The supercomputer uses off-the-shelf hardware and software, but it has a special system that protects it from radiation and temperature fluctuations. The supercomputer can perform more than 1 trillion calculations per second, which is about 25,000 times faster than the Apollo computer. The spaceborne computer is an example of how far computers have come since the dawn of the space age. From bulky machines that could barely handle simple tasks to powerful devices that can process massive amounts of data, computers have been essential tools for exploring and understanding the universe. That's all for today's episode of Tech History. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories about technology. Thanks for watching and see you next time.